Now, dumbass Scott Edward Harrison, get what I'm saying. You don't have a choice if you met Maribel in fucking December, retard. Your child cannot be more than 2 pounds, and that's giving you 2 weeks. You don't have a choice in a low birth weight baby anyway. If she was with me in September, the months add up to 4 pounds 9 ounces. She also said I was the last person she was with until you. There's only one man who can get her pregnant, me. But guess who would know first? You and her. She has to file for divorce too and request a DNA test. Only y'all two would know in New York, not me in Georgia, who got whom pregnant. But don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining, motherfucker, cause Mary don't refer to herself as Mary. She would say, I told you. Or I do not believe he's your baby. No. She wouldn't use her own name. No. You're revealing you did something to my ex-girlfriend, who was your then wife, idiot. That's how criminals get caught. They're dumb. They're stupid. They think they can get away with murder. And you being a lieutenant in the damn army don't mean that. You're bullshit, man. Trust me, you're going to get in a lot of trouble if you murdered my ex-girlfriend over me getting her pregnant first before she even met you. And you go to jail for that, Scott. And where's Patrick, by the way? The boy would have been with her, too. And I know you were probably wanting her to stay with you, not divorce you. You're going to get yourself in trouble if you don't stop harassing her ex-boyfriend who knows the birth weight of the child. All they got to do is verify it on the main birth certificate in Virginia Beach, right? They know if she's missing since 2000 and say 1 or 2, because she contacted me in 2000. However long it would take the courts to get to your case, Scott. And I gave her more than enough money to divorce you and get a private DNA test, even. But she would tell me one damn layer or the other she wouldn't put me through ridicule unless, Scott, she knows it was done with a DNA test with you. There's no way your child can be 4 pounds 9 ounces in just 6 months. And that's if you met her at the beginning of December and it went all the way to May when my son was born. And it's not a choice unless it's my ex-wife Daphne denying it for some strange reason. But what would that have to do with it? She wouldn't care either. I know. Me and her were legally separated when I was with Mary Bell until September of '96. Right. Now, what part of she was only with me till she met you do you not understand? What part of your baby cannot be 2 pounds, 2.5 pounds bigger at 6 months? And that's giving him 2 weeks. You're not an angel, Scott. Only Nephilim might have a bigger baby with a Filipina girl. Sorry, someone yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And that's because the angel who had sex with the woman produced a hybrid child, right? Half angelic, half human. But they're also not supposed to do that, though they can. What do you think free will means even for them? Uh-huh. They're supposed to stay in heaven, right? Though they had to be on earth at one point, which I think is what Moses means when he talks about the sun, the moon, and 12 stars, and also the stars in heaven in chapter 1. And John mentions a woman clothed with the sun, the moon, and 12 stars, right? Which might tie in to me if I'm the male child, right? Who stood before the throne of God in heaven. Ain't that, if you're on the earth and you have a dream of the throne of God, aren't you caught up to the throne of God in heaven then? Yes, yes. You can't do it in a vision, that don't work, right? Then you're hallucinating, right? That's why it was a dream, Now get off your ass and figure out a fucking defense, because I'm in Georgia the whole time. Oh no. She's only around you, and she has to be legally separated from you for a year, right? That's all I know. And Mary ain't gonna say Mary. She's gonna say, I told you that. Or he wasn't your son. Not Mary told you. That's someone who's a third party, not a first person, right? Response, right? You're giving yourself away that Mary might not even be here anymore. And you might have murdered her in New York. I hope you didn't now. I can't do nothing if you did. I'm not the police. I don't even know she's a missing person. I'm treating it like she should still be alive even if she divorced you, right? Because he knows nothing more about it. Exactly. I ain't even seen Jane or her mother or Miles Jr. or anyone since I broke up with her in October. And you can't change how most normal children are born, and your son wouldn't have been any bigger, even if you give him a half ounce half a pound or a pound, right? The most, if you're thinking you got some kind of super DNA, Scott, he could be as 2.5 pounds if you're pushing it. I know. At 6 months. Do the math, retard. No. And most birthing charts are pretty much accurate, right? And even giving you 2.5 pounds, he's still 2 pounds larger. That means he was conceived in a different month, not when December with you. Did she believe her own bullshit? Yeah. But she's still got to get a DNA test to divorce you. And y'all would find out first in New York, not me in Georgia. And she's got to be legally separated from you in the state you reside, too. I know that, too, just like me and Daphne, right? Now, in Virginia, it's a year. No. I don't know how long it is in New York, but it's at least 6 months to a year. And that depends on the type of divorce you have, right? And the first thing she needs is the DNA test to verify it's not your baby, right? And y'all would still know that first. I gotta wait for her to tell me anything. And I waited. I stayed in Georgia, right? That's why too. And it's you who don't understand how divorce works, right? And why you're acting suspicious in contacting her ex-boyfriend who knows the whole story. I dated her till September too, dumbass, right? And I broke up with her and went home and quit going to Virginia, right? I ain't even been to Virginia since 96, right? Well, actually, once when I got my settlement from the VA, I went around 2000, right? But she didn't even tell me till 2000 either. And only to Virginia, and I didn't just went to the Navy Lodge, which is where we had sex the last time. And don't worry about proof. I don't need proof. The child would be the proof unless you murdered him and Mary Bell. or she murdered the child herself. I mean, there ain't many options there. I don't know. If her and the boy are missing, then the suspect is usually the husband.